All right, so I'll start the clock and here we go. So everybody, welcome to 10 cool things about SQLMI. I need to make a disclaimer. It's like, it's not just 10. I had to edit a number of them because there are so many animation things. So my name is Niko Neugebauer. I managed to like the Microsoft Data Platform a little bit too much that I joined you know, the evil side, whatever you call about it. So 10 cool things about SQLMI. I'll list them first so you can see and leave right away, right? So first of all is a great machinery. Then it's a great heat for your data. You know what I mean, right? So then the third one is kind of a hidden thing. Then the fourth one is an old school style. And oh yeah, Oli, now I am a vendor. Now you gotta buy stuff. So that's if William would be here, he would be really, really happy with the fifth one. It's a favorite technology of the DBAs to troubleshoot. Then 6 is all about the synergy. The 7 is about the speed. And I expect all of you like totally understanding what I'm talking about. That's not very cryptic. Then 8 is about uniqueness. 9 is beyond the horizon, and 10 is migration. So we can actually see them one by one. So first of all is the offer of the premium series hardware that we just announced at the last Ignite in November. So now you can run your workloads not only with just 5 gigs of RAM per vCore, but you can go up to 13.6. And that's a pretty impressive amount, which we are already approaching a terabyte of memory for a PaaS service. And don't forget, if you run it on a business critical service tier, that's for replica. You got to multiplicate all the numbers 4 times. Then the number 2, it's kind of heat to spin up to 16 terabytes of memory, of space. My God, I'm rusty. So you can have Azure SQL managed instance on GP, so general purpose, with 16 terabytes of space. Just a reminder, don't go over 8 terabytes per data file because currently you cannot. And on a business critical service tier, we also allow you to have an instance with 16 terabytes of space, currently in preview. Then the third one is an extra security. So besides all the things, if you look, and I hope one day to present on the internals of the SQLMI, and the reason why it takes so long to deploy the initial one inside the same VNet is because we build a whole virtual cluster for it. Then we've got a VNet and a subnet that will guarantee you the security. Then by default and out of the box, you do not have to care much of this. It will be managed for you. So TD, encryption at rest, TLS for the protocol. You have the control, and out of the box by default, we don't even provide a public endpoint. So you will have to place your VMs within the subnet in order to connect to SQLMI. That's how insane about security we are. You can set up an Azure AD only authentication. So basically getting rid of all those wonderful SQL logins. Then we do support a managed identity. So you can execute a granular control of how you interact with different Azure services. So if you really care about the security, we even have the storage endpoint policy currently in preview. So you can actually define which storage accounts are accessible from your managed instance, or maybe even none. And then this one will make those happy who are running legacy applications. We do have a limited public preview for the Windows authentication. And yes, it does support a double hop. So all you need to do to set up is sync your Active Directory into the Kerberos realm of Azure AD. And by the time you authenticate and you send an encrypted Kerberos ticket, basically it will exchange for Azure AD token and you can carry on. You can use, I don't know, linked servers between multiple managed instances and still, kind of like double, triple hoping with your Windows authentication. Works pretty well. Then the technology that would make William and any reasonable DPA happy is a replication. Why would I say so? Because actually, you should know that 2022 is getting some improvements for the replication, and we do support all possible combinations from and to managed instances or between managed instances, and we do not support only the transactional, but the snapshot and bi-directional replications as well. Then you can read the data in a Polybase style. What does it mean? I mean, it means that with current technology, you can create a linked server from managed instance into a Synapse serverless pool, and then through this connection actually access the data on ADLS. Would you like that? Very easy, just Google. My colleague Jovan Popovic wrote a great blog post on how to do this. So actually, you can expand beyond those 16 terabytes that we provide you locally or remotely in the case of general purpose managed instance. And with this connection, you can query your data lake directly from managed instance. And then as we are publishing the articles currently, to go beyond the current log throughput limitation, you can use a temp tables or even in-memory technology on business critical service tier, and you can get the data extremely fast in. Then unique offers of the Azure Pass. It's basically, you can set up a collation that you need or want. You can use a CLR, you can use linked servers, you can use a DB mail, you can use a resource governor, SQL agent, all the features that the DBAs are used to. I do sound like a vendor to me, am I? Probably I am. So a vendor, yeah, I am. By the way, don't forget that we have even a list of supported trace flag on managed instance, and stay tuned for more. And number 9 is the failover groups object sync. It's a kind of a very, very little cool thing that our engineers have published. So, how do you sync currently in availability groups your logins and jobs? Oh, you can't. But by the way, did you know that while we're running availability groups on business critical service tier with 4 replicas, 1 primary, 2 hidden standby replicas, and 1 readable, all synchronous, we kind of do possess a technology that replicates the login, the jobs, all the stuff. You do not have to replicate it. But if you're using a failover groups, let's say East US and West Europe, you do the asynchronous replication, which is pretty easy to set up. Because we do not sync for that kind of replication master on MSDB yet, what would you do? So there is a script available, and if you go at the address I will be publishing right into the chat, you can find this and the other ones under SQL MI how-to. You can find the script which can help you sync the jobs, the logins between the instances. Easy to set up. I would say if you are setting up for a new one, it's under 5 minutes to do so. And by the way, a little tip, you can take this technology and take it well beyond the availability groups to your availability groups and see if it works on a regular SQL server. That's about it. And the last one is a migration story. Don't forget that you can do the log shipping from your SQL server running anywhere into SQL managed instance with a log replay service. So you just basically publishing the logs and we will replay them for you. And not last or least, link feature for managed instance. You can connect and use MI as a readable secondary or even a migration destination with this link feature for managed instance, which coming for 2022. And SQL MI will even let you get back out of SQL MI. And that's about it. Thank you so much.